Representative Eric Burleson gives us an update on what's going on in Congress about UFOs, whether we're going to get a select committee or a subcommittee of the House, and what the benefits are in being a subcommittee of the House Oversight Committee would be. And he goes into a lot of detail. It's an hour and a half conversation with Matt Laszlo on Matt's Discord. So a lot of great stuff in there. I'll let you watch the full thing at your leisure, but he's got some really interesting stuff to say. So let's talk about that and more. It's time for another UFO News Roundup. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Here's what Eric had to say.
Well, so the whole idea came about, from the very beginning, whenever Burchett was trying to get to the bottom of things, and a lot of us requested McCarthy at the time to create a special committee and assign Burchett as the chairman, because Chairman Jamie Comer, while he's been very gracious to investigate and allow us to do these hearings, it really it's not in his wheelhouse. All of the staff and oversight are trained to investigate financial fraud and money laundering, and so that's why dedicating or hiring up people that would be suitable for this kind of effort is not what the oversight committee has done. So the idea was to create some kind of subcommittee or special committee. The benefit of being a subcommittee of oversight is that we would get the benefit of having the power of a subpoena. Oversight and judiciary are the only committees that have subpoena power, authority. So if we were a subcommittee of oversight, we would have to submit it through the chairman's office. But Chairman Comer has made it clear that he wants us to be successful. He wants this to happen. He would be happy to help in any way. I don't think that he would be a robot. What is a roadblock is the lack of staffing. So this is why I spoke with Chairman Comer. He was on board with this concept. He was willing to do it, and but the problem is you got to get it from the speaker. The speaker has to create this special committee, and what Chairman Comer mentioned is that it's got to be staffed. It's got to have people that are dedicated, that have the expertise to know where to go and what to do and how to get the truth. So that was part of my request. In addition, the mission of the committee is important, because a lot of times we are in a situation where we're in a skip or we're being briefed on something, and the intelligence community will say that there's two limiting factors on information being provided based on security. It's based on your security clearance level and your need to know. So we could have the highest level of security, but not have a need to know. And if you're not on the right committee and the committee doesn't have the jurisdiction, you don't have a need to know.
So yeah, so he goes on explaining all about it, and I encourage you to go watch the full interview. There's some really great stuff in there. But it sounds like Comer is on board. He's not a UFO guy, but he'll let the UFO guys do their thing, and he won't stand in the way. But the speaker might be a problem. He hasn't said no yet. The speaker has not said no to a select committee or possibly a subcommittee. It sounds like a subcommittee of the House Oversight Committee might be a good idea, because they might be that might give them subpoena power automatically. So that'd be really great. Burleson also has some interesting comments here. Let me go to that. In the same Discord, he also says that he had been briefed that NHI phase into our existence as opposed to traveling here from another planet. So yeah, Burleson is talking about the interdimensional aspect of the beings. That's amazing. We've got David Grush talking about the other dimensional aspect of the UFO contact. We've got Burleson talking about that. It's a thing that's gaining mainstream popularity. I talk about the woo all the time because that's, from my own research and experience, that's where a lot of this goes. And now it looks like we're getting sitting Congress people talking about that as well. The other dimensional part of it. Soon, maybe they'll be talking about the consciousness aspects of it as well. So really exciting days. Really exciting days. Unfortunately for UFO disclosure, Mike Gallagher is stepping down.
I have made the decision to resign from my position effective April 19, 2024, going on to say he was working with Republican leadership in the House to appoint a new chair to serve on the Chinese Communist Party Subcommittee. Gallagher's decision to vacate his seat is yet another blow to House Speaker Mike Johnson, further narrowing majorities for the GOP conference in the House. Republican Representative Ken Burke of Colorado is set to leave Congress this week, cutting the GOP's majority down to 218 seats, with the Democratic caucus maintaining its 213 seats.
So there you go. Mike Gallagher is leaving. What effect will this have on UAP disclosure and transparency? Well, we don't know yet, but this is another advocate for disclosure leaving, and that can't be a good thing. So it is what it is, and we can only hope for the best. Meanwhile, I just had to share this awesome takedown of Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely Sean Kirkpatrick, by Matt Ford. If you've missed this, you've got to hear what Matt has to say.
Decided right then to punch out at the end of the year, and soon after landed a cushy gig at Oak Ridge National Laboratories, run by Battelle, as Chief Technology Officer for Defense and Intelligence Programs. Now, what you may not know is that Sean Kirkpatrick at Arrow gave huge sums of money to Oak Ridge National Labs and Battelle in exchange for material analysis and this is important, and for Oak Ridge National Laboratories and Battelle to provide advisors to Arrow. He paid them to provide advisors to Arrow. So now, think about this. Kirkpatrick is working for the agency he gave money to months ago. I mean, think about that. Talk about a conflict of interest.
Yeah, that doesn't sound suspicious at all. That doesn't sound like any sort of problematic situation, does it? So yeah, Sean Kirkpatrick, part of the control group, he's working with companies that are associated with UFO crash retrievals and reverse engineering. He's paying them to seed Arrow with their own agents and to give their own take on things, manage the information, I guess. And then, of course, he gets his cushy job at Oak Ridge Lab. So, and of course, he seems to be spending more of his time during this tenure at Oak Ridge Labs spreading disinformation than he is actually doing anything at Oak Ridge. So what are they paying him for? What are they paying him for? I don't know, but this was a great epic takedown by Matt Ford. I love it. I love it. Speaking of Burleson a little bit, he was talking about Lue Elizondo. This is an older quote, but it's still very good. He says that this was from a breakfast last month with guest speaker Lue Elizondo, who was held in a non-secure off-campus location that's more like a Republican country club. Democrats have a place like that too. It was put on by the House COS and was chaired by Ralph Norman. Yeah, I don't know what COS stands for. Let me know if you know. It was chaired by Ralph Norman from South Carolina. Lue showed a photo of a UAP that I had not seen before, Eric Burleson says. It was one that was like a light ring that was emanating from a cloud. Lue was pretty blunt. He kind of validated what David Grush had to say, all the claims that David Grush has said. Lue was pretty much validated. Bad audio, but I think he said those items. So, yeah, so David Grush has been validated by Lue Elizondo. And of course, if he validated everything that Grush said, That, of course, is talking about the other dimensional nature of UFOs, or some of them, as well as assassinations by the control group. So apparently Lue is validating that. So really great stuff. Tim Burchett has also validated what David Grush had to say after he went into that skiff. Were they seeing information that was additional to David Grush information? Or were they just getting the David Grush information in that skiff? I don't know. I would love to know. Meanwhile, check this out. Forget the skies. The U.S. military is looking for UFOs below the waves. No matter how much is learned about UAP in the atmosphere, a complete understanding of anomalous phenomena will remain hidden absent dedicated research in our largely unknown oceans. That's crazy. Throughout the early stages of the Cold War, there was a significant focus on UFOs, more recently known as UAP. Most UFOs, UAPs, have been identified as known objects or atmospheric phenomena, yet a small number remain unexplained. That fact has led to wild conspiracy theories, but UAPs are still seen as a very serious source of concern, as these objects could pose a clear and present danger to the security of the United States. That fact was highlighted at a DoD report released last month, which found that while there is no evidence of ET technology, official records and public reporting are filled with evidence of unknown craft that exhibit what appears to be extraordinary technology. However, there has been a focus not just on what has been seen in the skies, but also on what may be lurking below the waves. Rear Admiral and oceanographer Tim Gallaudet recently authored a white paper for the Sol Foundation think tank and called for greater attention on USOs. He suggested that while past research and attention have been on aerial occurrences, instances of UAP at sea, whether under the surface or traveling transmedium between the atmosphere and the ocean, are also occurring. And of course they are, and I'll let you read the full article at your leisure. But I just love that underwater, UFOs or USOs are gaining traction in the media and in the public consciousness, as is the idea of the other dimensional nature of the phenomenon. So I think that's some really great inroads we're making, you guys. I am very encouraged by these inroads. This is pretty cool. And I couldn't leave you without something weird. So last but not least, check out this crazy critter. All right, it's coming. Wait for it. Oh my God. It's just a big fish, but that's a pretty big fish. Guys. Check it out. Man, yeah, I don't think I'd want to go swimming with that guy. Yeah, no, I'm going to the pool, guys. I'm going to the pool. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in an even bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below. That'd be awesome. Or you can become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Also, channel members do frequently get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great Sunday. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.